Phew, it's been a week. It's been a day. I'm tired, man. There's a topic I really want to get into, but I'm not going to do it this video. We're going to do a separate video for that one. I'm just going to talk about. I'm going to talk about my trials and tribulations this week on this particular video. Need to settle my nerves first before I get into that other one, because I got a lot to say about that one. But uh, I tried to do that one for days now, or at least a couple of days now. Anyways, I digress. Let me make sure this is where I need it here. Yeah, that fix that. You know, I'm not in this pub, but I'm trying to set a mood. Drives my OCD crazy when I can see the television outline, but not always something that can be fixed. Anyways, that's going to be good enough. I'm going to fix the privacy here. There we go. I think that'll get us there. Anyways, how the heck are I on topic? I'm old, tired, and emotionally exhausted, as the title said, or the description said. I'm whooped, man. I'm gonna tell you what I'm drinking before I get into anything, though. I decided to go with two single malt whiskeys, one American, one not. First one from Switchgrass Spirits out of St. Louis, American single malt whiskey, limited release at 92 proof. They're very simple here. They say tasting notes are chocolate, cherries, and fresh baked bread. And I'm gonna put a finer point on it as we go. But I've been drinking this mostly neat, but it is hot, and I decided to do both of them on the rocks. So let's launch you. My mom passed away earlier this month. It always takes a while to get everybody together to do the funeral. So the funeral was finally yesterday. And I didn't want to ask for the day off completely because it was done earlier in the day, but I'd hoped somebody could come in and relieve me so I didn't have to work the whole day. Just didn't work out that way. A coworker had told me a couple of days earlier that he would come in and finish the shift for me, but then when I asked him, he said he couldn't, and I got frustrated about that and a few other things I won't go into. But my boss was kind enough to come in a little bit early, so I did get out about 30 minutes early, so that was helpful. I was just tired. I mean, I just wrung out, dealing with everything, still processing the death of my mother, and then seeing family, and got family coming in from out of town. Not that I don't want to see them, but sometimes it's just exhausting. So anyway, Cilantro. I did get to have some good quality time with my brother though a little bit. We went out today a little bit earlier in the day and visited Beard Engine Brewing out in Alba, Missouri. There's not much out there but that brewery, but they're really good. They're certainly worth visiting. Oh man, that's good. Yeah, so I told you I was going to put a finer point on their tasting notes. They say chocolate. I'm going to say dark chocolate. They say cherries again. I'm going to slightly finer point on it and say dark cherries. They say fresh baked bread again. I'm going to put a slightly finer point on it and say dark bread, more like a pumpernickel. It is delicious. It's delightful. It's a great whiskey. I just can't seem to find it again. I found it one trip into Kansas City. When I went back to Kansas City again, I couldn't find it, so I was a little bit bummed. But uh, picked this up back in August. I've still got this much left, but once you get at a certain point, you probably just need to work on finishing it up. So that's kind of where I'm at with this. Poured a couple ounces on the rocks here. As I'm trying to, you know, calm my nerves here from the day, the week, the month. Um, I know when I'm getting exhausted because little things start bothering me that don't typically, or that don't bother me as much. It's like everything's kind of amplified. That's kind of where I'm at. Sure, things I was getting irritated about. That would normally probably irritate me some, but I wouldn't dwell on it. I was just really getting frustrated over a few things. So just need to get that funeral behind me. Things are what they are. My mom had been suffering from dementia for a long time. So, I mean, I had started the grieving process quite some time ago, if you want to know the truth. But so once it becomes final and you've got to process those feelings, those thoughts. Uh, Sorry, deal there. Noticing something on my screen. Just losing my mind. Don't mind me. Anyways, I digress. What the heck? Oh, mercy. I'm just tired, guys. It'll be all right, though. I want to knock this back, let the nerves calm. I don't know if I'll be back today or not. So I couldn't do anything yesterday. I mean, I had to deal with the funeral and then work, and I was just so exhausted when I got home. I didn't do my typical Friday. Been dying to do one particular video now for a couple of days, but I'm not sure if I'll get that one in tonight or not. That one might have to wait a while. I really wanted to do it today, but let's see how this goes. If I do, it'll be late in the day. I was hoping to get home a little earlier to get this one done, but I just got home a few minutes ago. It's been a long, exhausting day. Get that cold enough, get the right amount of water to melt it, and to get to what I like to call the sweet spot where you feel really all those sugars. And now I mentioned the tasting notes that they said chocolate, cherries, and dark bread. But I'm going to add some now that I've got it cold. It's melted a little bit. I'm going to say get some vanilla, some toffee notes as well. Just a hint of light baking spice right near the end too. Certainly going to feel the oak. I think a lot of things maybe go without saying, but I like to bring them up, especially the subtle notes. I think a lot of descriptors get left out. Sometimes folks opt for the more pretentious descriptors, and I'd like to keep it simple. Leather, cigar, tobacco. Yeah, I don't really do those for the most part, but I like to keep the descriptors simple. Oh, fuck nuggets. And that is a nice whiskey. I want to miss it when it's gone. It is perfect neat, to be honest with you. But this is nice too. On a hot day, rocks is just grand. In this case, rock. Just one big square cube, man. I'm already feeling those nerves can get back to normal. Uh, uh, it's nice to see some family. I don't want to give the impression that it wasn't, but again, sometimes, especially under the circumstances, just emotionally exhausted. Or exhausting, I guess I should say. It was nice to see my oldest brother. I haven't seen him in a while. My oldest sister, I haven't seen her in a while. My other sister doesn't live far away, but we don't see each other often either. Love her dearly, but we don't have a lot in common, so there's just not a lot of reason for us to see each other. But it is nice to see her every once in a while. Our sense of humor is rather similar. And I kind of forgot about that until this weekend when we were kind of playing off each other's jokes. But like I said, we just don't have a lot in common, so we don't get together often. Our politics are about 180 degrees apart. So if that subject comes up, there's some tension, but I don't bring it up anymore. And I know she's not going to bring it up. But you just have to learn to accept people for who they are. That's kind of where we are at this stage in our life as we all get older. I just recently turned 59, so let's grab the second drink, shall we? And my pseudo fridge. There's this tiny little. My wife found this tiny little fridge, and it kind of works. It's better than just leaving it out, but it doesn't keep things ice cold per se. But you really got to get it. I didn't get it turned on early enough. I'm gonna leave it on though, because I may do a video later today, depending on how I feel. How I feel, man. This seems to be working so far though. Whiskey number two. Oh God Almighty! Whiskey number two is the Tyrconnell. This is a single malt Irish whiskey, double distilled single malt Irish at 92 proof. It's aged 10 years and port cask finished. So because of that, it really lends itself well to great fall drinking. But I didn't get it till St. Patrick's Day. But decided just to part of me after I got through St. Patrick's Day thought, well, maybe I'll just save it for next year. But I've decided just to go ahead and finish her up. It's not a whiskey that we would typically think to drink on the rocks, but I thought this is the first time I've drank it on the rocks. So I thought, well, what the hell? Oh, wow. Absolutely beautiful whiskey. You really feel those port cask notes. Mm. A lot of sweet fruit going on. Looks like a plum notes. That could be just me, but yeah, I feel a little very dark, overripe plum kind of thing going on. I think I might be feeling some nectarine in there as well. Definitely some mixed stone fruit happening. Oh, fuck me. And the horse I wrote it on. Yeah, I was gonna have a beer. I got the beer shirt on. But I felt like I needed the whiskey first. We needed to tackle something. I needed to relax, calm those nerves, man. Whew. My youngest brother's here in town. We don't see each other often just due to our circumstances, right? Without giving a lot away about his situation because he may not want it known. It's just, yeah, again, sometimes life gets in the way. We do get along for the most part, but sometimes it's hard to get our schedules to jive, if you will. Man, that's nice. That's really that's just nice, man. I did visit Beard Engine today, which is why I'm wearing my Beard Engine shirt. Yeah, I go full beer geek sometimes. If I have this shirt of the brewery I'm going to, I will wear it. I will be that guy. My wife bought me this nice beer shirt though, so this is the first time I've been able to wear it. It was nice to wear today as well. Uh, Almost like a honey-like sweetness in there, you know. Ah, it's just gorgeous, man. Yeah, visit Beard Engine, as I said earlier. I picked up a crowler of their Penny Dreadful that I may share with you later tonight if I come back on. It is an amber lager that uses poblano and serrano peppers, and this beer is just gorgeous. I didn't have one up there today because I knew I was taking the crowler home, but man, that beer is just freaking beautiful. So I'm dying to get into that crowler. Oh, excuse me. Uh, no, I'm not really in this Irish pub behind me, right? You're aware of it, right? You understand, don't you? Do you get it? anyways, anyways, yeah, he's just starting to work now. The whiskey's starting to do its job, man. Uh, uh, But I'm off tomorrow to be able to relax a little bit and hopefully kind of shake off everything. Get things back to normal on Monday when I go back to work. I've said before, mom had been sick for a long time because she had dementia for a long time. Just the last few months had really gone downhill fast. And so, I mean, it wasn't a total surprise when she passed, but it always hits you hard. I felt like I had started the grieving process earlier because, I mean, in some ways she was already gone. The mom we knew had been gone a long time, but when it becomes final, it takes on a different it just feels differently. So, and then not all of the siblings are in the same grieving process, right? There's five of us. Everybody grieves differently. We're all in different stages of that grief, if you will. And then try to, keep up, act like you're fine and just enjoy being around your siblings. Like you just kind of want to crawl off into a corner, and just be alone, man. Just want to shut off all the stimuli, relax. It's just not possible at this particular moment in time. So, trying to get to where you can grieve in your own way, which is why I decided to do this video. I finally got home where I can say things out loud that I wasn't able to say before. Not necessarily in private, obviously, because I'm chucking it out there, but sometimes it just helps me anyway, just to say things out loud. Somebody else might pay a therapist $200 an hour to do that. I just turn my camera on and pour myself some whiskey, right? It's a little bit cheaper. Whether it's a healthy coping mechanism or not, well, we'll leave that for somebody else to decide. But for me, it's what works at this particular moment in time. We all have our coping mechanisms, some healthy, some not. But I'd rather buy a good bottle of whiskey than spend $200 to talk to a therapist for now. Anyway, and I can just turn on the camera and talk to who's ever out there, anybody that wants to listen. So, or nobody at all, as the case may be. I just don't care. So I've always found interesting about I've had a YouTube channel for years. I started this StreamYard thing maybe about a year ago or so, where I can just throw it out to the various social media. Sometimes it works the way you want it to, sometimes it doesn't. But I've got friends that do this, and I've done it for years. And for them, it's always been about monetary gain. They're trying to do it to get them to another place. I guess I'm odd that way. I've never once did a video thinking, "Hey, I might make money off this one." That really was never the point. It was always more about just being able to say what I wanted to say. It's never been about making money off of it, and I'm probably the only guy that's ever done this that isn't intentionally trying to make any money. Because I think if that's the only reason you're doing this, if the only reason you're doing this is to make money, then you're doing it for all the wrong reasons. If you can make money, well, that's a pleasant byproduct, but you have to be doing it for the right reasons. That's how I feel about it anyway. I've known friends that have kind of, no people, I won't say friends, I guess. You know, some people pour themselves out to make a buck, and I won't do it. I'd rather be honest and poor. Rather be honest than poor. That's I don't know if we'll say it's working for me, but depends on your point of view, I guess. For me, I'm doing all right. Which, as I saw the other day, I don't want to be rich. I just want to be to the point where I'm no longer angry at the price of beef jerky. I'll be able to, okay, I can do that. Yeah. Anyways, I digress. As I get near the end of my whiskey and my rambling for this particular video at this stage, I do want to thank folks that have been with me through this, that have offered their condolences. Condolences that have been with me through the loss of my mother and everything else. Mostly my wife, who's put up with me, and my family, who aren't always the easiest people to be around. Uh, I'm gonna take a step back, get a bite to eat, and we'll see what time it is. I was hoping to get this start this video about an hour or so ago, but circumstances again, like we talked about earlier. So, anyways, I digress. I am Tom the Whiskey Whisperer, Whiskey Evangelist, prolific whiskey drinker, purveyor, wisdom man. All right, good guys, lunch.